Most people use Claude Code like a chat window that happens to edit files. You paste an error, you get a fix, and you move on. It works, and it's also leaving 80% of the value on the table. In this video, I'm going to give you the one mental model that separates people who use Claude Code from people who are actually good at it. It's a single idea. It takes 3 minutes to understand, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I'm not going to explain it with a to-do app I built in a sandbox. I'm going to use a real Django REST API that's live in production, that you can clone it right now, and the links given below. Same repo for the whole series. Here's the plan. Understand the idea, then put it to work. I'll point Claude Code at this real code base and have it do two things without breaking anything. Let's go. Here's the whole idea. Everything Claude Code does, every real task, runs through a loop with 3 steps. Step 1, gather. It reads, it opens files, it searches the code base, it looks at your project structure. It might run a command just to see the current state. Before it does anything, it's collecting context. Step 2, act. It takes one action, edits a file, runs a command, or creates a branch. Step 3, verify. It checks the results, runs the test, reads the output, looks at the diff, and then it decides, am I done or do I loop again? Gather, act, verify. Around and around until the job's done. Now, here's why this matters. When Claude Code screws up, it's almost always because one of these 3 steps was starved. It guessed instead of gathering. It acted with no way to verify. So instead of just retyping your prompt and hoping, you ask one question: which step broke? That question alone will make you dramatically better at this. If that's all you take from this video, you're already ahead of most people. Gather, act, verify. And if you're already past the basics, every advanced feature maps onto one of these 3. The plot.md file and context management, that's making gather better. Skills and MCP, better act. Hooks and tests, better verify. The whole toolkit is just these 3 steps. With the volume turned up, we'll walk that path across this series. Let me put a name to the thing we are already moving away from, because you have definitely done it. I have too. Vibe coding is you prompt, it generates, you glance at it, you ship. Fast, fun, and fragile. Totally fine for a throwaway script, but it is genuinely dangerous in a real code base because you're hoping it's right. Agentic engineering is the opposite. You set up an environment, the right context, the right tools, and a way to check the work. So the agent can plan, act, and verify itself and fix its own mistakes while you supervise instead of type. And here's the whole difference in one word: verification. A vibe coder hopes the output is correct. An agentic engineer gives the agent a way to know: a test, a build, a linter, or a screenshot, and closes the loop so the agent catches its own mistakes before you ever see them. That's the shift this whole series is about. Not how do I get Plot to write code? It already can. It's how do I build a setup where it writes code I can trust. That is also why the AI will replace developers misses it. The judgment, what to build, how to verify, whether the result is actually right. That's the job now. The typing was never the job. So, how do you actually apply this? It starts with one habit, and it's the most beginner friendly, high leverage move there is. Explore before you edit. When you open Claude Code in a project, especially one you don't know well, your first instinct should not be to build me this feature. It should be to help me understand this. You're deliberately forcing a strong gather step before any act. Think about how a good senior engineer joins a team and they don't push code on day one. They read, they ask how things fit together. They build a mental map first. That's exactly we are about to make Claude Code do on a real code base, live, and the most beautiful part, understanding costs you nothing. It doesn't touch a single file. It's the safest high value thing you can do in a new repo. So let's do it. Quick setup so you can follow along. So what here I have done is I have opened my VS Code and I have opened my terminal. So all you need to do is to install Claude Code is to run this command. I've already done it. So that's the reason I'm not going to do it. So now that Claude Code is installed, let us clone our repo. We can do it git clone and this. I will share this links in the description below. So now that the clone is completed, let me open that folder. So we are in our folder here. So what I will do is I will open a new terminal. Okay. So the terminal is loaded here. What I will do is we will open a Claude terminal here. So for that, what we need to do is just hit Claude and hit enter. So if you notice here, I'm not running the app yet. I'm just trying to explore the code base first, right? Which is the gather step, which we discussed this in our previous session. Let me give you a tour of this app first, because this is the app which we would be using in our whole series. So there is an expenses folder, which is the main mode of this app. It has the models, and it also has tests, which covers the main part of this application. And there is an expense tracker folder, which carries the Django related configuration. And for the web page, we have templates, and there is a static folder as well, which carries the CSS and JavaScript related information. And we also have a run.sh script, which brings up this application in a single command, right? It has the list of commands within it, which will set this application for us. Now you might have noticed that I have been telling you all of this from my memory because it's my repo, right? Now we'll make use of Claude and see how close it gets to my understanding. So here's our first real move. I'm going to ask Claude Code to explain this code base, and I'm going to be explicit that it should not change anything. Pure gather. Walk. I'll ask walk me through this code base and how this project is structured, and what are the main entry points, and explain how the add expense works right from the web page to the database. Let's hit enter and see what it does. So if we see here, it is starting to explore the code base and trace this flow, right? So it is not changing anything. Yeah. So it did it analysis for a couple of seconds here, and it came up with something like, if we see here, it gave us the project structure, right? Which is the expense tracker, which we just talked previously, and there is an expenses folder. That's fine. Yeah. Index.html is the for front end, and we have CSS and JavaScript for styling and stuff. Manage.py is the entry point. Yes. Run.sh is one command to run, and for the render build. And it gave us a few entry points also. For example, if we see this wsgi.py application, let's see whether it is there or not. So we have this file here, wsgi.py. So if I scroll my terminal down a little bit, so here we can see that indeed there is an application which is getting a web server gateway interface application, and it is running it. So this is what no, we have to verify. So once the Claude Code gives us something, we have to verify it, right? Instead of blindly trusting it. And it says that within API slash expenses, there is a CRUD interface, and there is also auth. Okay, urls.py is worth noting. Let's check for this line what it is saying. If I open urls.py, if I open line number 32 to 33, line number 32. Okay. So this is for the default router, and it is registering the expenses. Okay. And these are the endpoints. Login, log out. Okay. This is fine. And now it also gave us a flow on how the add expense works. Let me pull up my terminal again. It also gave how the expense tracker works here. So from browser, we hit submit, and from the browser, from the JavaScript, it goes to this API request, and then the Django. Now let's go one step further and see the loop do something genuinely useful, still without editing a single line. So I'm going to switch Claude Code into plan mode. So in plan mode, Claude will read your files and research and write a full plan of attack, but it will not edit your source code. It's the gathered step formalized. So to switch into plan mode, all we have to do is hit Shift Tab so that it changes into plan mode. So currently it's on accepted, it's on mode. If I hit shift tab again, it will shift into plan mode as we can see on the screen. So those who have watched my build vlogs of this application, they know that this application uses SQLite database, right? But I wanted to move it into PostgreSQL database, right? So for that, what we'll do is we'll ask Claude to draft a plan so that the database can be migrated from SQLite to Postgres, right? And it can be deployed onto render.yaml. So for that, I will give the prompt as I want the application to use SQLite DB. Sorry, I want to application to use PostgreSQL database instead of SQLite. Can you draft a plan? So once we hit enter, it will start creating the plan. So it has started creating. So it is asking a few questions to us so that the plan can be well solid and grounded. So it is asking which environment should use PostgreSQL. So currently the application which is deployed in render, which is in production, that is using SQLite, right? And it is asking whether PostgreSQL should be deployed in production, that is in render, or and should it use SQLite as the fallback local, or the other option is should it use Postgres everywhere, right? So what I will do is I will do this. We'll choose PostgreSQL in prod and we'll use SQLite to fallback local, right? So this will make our application testing and spinning it up locally would be easier compared to Postgres. So I'll hit enter for the option one. And the other question what it is asking is how should the render Postgres database be provisioned? And manage Postgres to render. Okay. So as we know that this application was deployed to render, but which is irrelevant to this Claude Code series. But those who have watched my earlier videos, so they know that. So basically, render.yaml is nothing but a series of steps which the render takes to deploy this application. Right? So if we update this render.yaml and add Postgres also to it, then the Postgres spin-up would be taken up automatically by render.yaml. So for that, I will let the Claude Code make a plan that it can add it to it. So I'll hit enter, and we are ready to submit our answers. And now Claude is trying to create a plan. So now here, if we see, it says that Claude has come up with a plan. It is and it is ready to execute. So it is giving us few options here. To use auto mode or to manually approve edits, or if we wanted to refine this plan. But currently for this series, we will just see the plan, and we'll build this later in this series. So what I will say is no, let's not build it now. Just keep the plan. And if I hit enter here, so here Claude has given us a plan. So here's the mindset, which I want you to copy. So now think of it like a junior engineer has proposed a plan, right? And now I, as a senior engineer, has to review this. So that so that I can catch a bad decision here in 10 seconds instead of after it's edited 15 to 20 times and then we coming back to the plan again. So that is the power move, all of the thinking. So here we can see the plan. It has come up with something. So it is config is basically database driven. So if the URL is set to Postgres, it will use Postgres. But if it is unset, then it will use the SQLite file, right? That is what we wanted. And it has added the SQL requirements.txt has updated it. And database settings.py is also updated. The same changes have been updated for render.yaml also, so that the deployment will be succeeded, and the build.sh file. Okay, so I think this plan is good, but the more intention of this video was to plan before edit, right? So anyways, we'll build this later in this series. So let's zoom back out. In the last few minutes on a real production code base, we saw the entire mental model in action. We gathered twice. Once to understand the architecture and once to research the database migration feature. We let it act in the safest possible way, explaining and planning, but never editing. And you did the verify. checking its claims against the real files, reviewing the plan before approving anything. Gather, act, and verify. That's the loop that everything else in this series bolts onto. And if you do just one thing after this video, do this. Next time when you open Claude Code in any project, don't ask it to build, ask it to explain. Explore before you edit. That single habit will change your results more than any fancy feature. One honest note, because this series lives on getting the details right. Claude Code ships updates basically every week. The mode names, the menus, the flags, they move. So whatever I show you, the source of truth is the docs link below. Check it. That's the foundation. Everything from here builds on it. The repo is linked below. Clone it, follow along, and if this helped, dropping a star on it genuinely helps the channel. This is a build-in public series with a goal, and you're early. Next video, we go one level deeper into the gather step, the single file that makes Claude Code dramatically smarter about your project, which is nothing but the claude.md file. We'll write one for this exact repo and you'll see the difference it makes. Tell me in the comments what codebase are you going to point Claude Code at first and didn't understand it. I read these and the best questions become their own videos. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.